I know you've done this again on the Orange and Brown Talk podcast, and it's really interesting. Most certain, least certain, and most curious when you look at the Browns.
Most certain. I think we all had different answers for this. But one of the things that I'm most certain about is that Myles Garrett is going to flourish in this Jim Schwartz defense. They've done so many things to surround him with really good talent. I think it will take some heat off of him. So I think that Myles should either match or exceed his club record 16 sacks. That's one of the things that I am most sure about. But there are others. I mean, you can always be sure about Nick Chubb and what he's going to give you. You can always be sure about what Joel Bitonio will give you. And there are a number of guys in that category.
When you look at this defense, I really am curious to see how they play. I think they're going to have an identity. I think what we've heard and what we've seen in a couple of series, they're going to get after the quarterback and make things happen.
They should be able to do that. I mean, Jim Schwartz has proven time and again, no matter where he goes, that is one thing he's able to do, is to wreak that havoc up front. And now Myles Garrett has other guys that are going to really be able to help him do that. Last year, he didn't have anybody else getting sacks besides himself. Jadeveon Clowney, as we remember, only had 2 sacks. So this year, Zadarius Smith, if he can return to the form that he displayed in the first half of last season when he was in the conversation for NFL Defensive Player of the Year, he started out with like 8.5 sacks in his first 7 games, I think it was. He tailed off after that, after he had a knee injury, but he was a terror in the first half of the season. So if they can get that type of performance again out of him, I think that's going to really help. Then you've got Obo. He's got something to prove. He had 5 sacks in his last, I think it was 6 games of the season for the Texans, finally playing as that down lineman, and the Browns are trying to seize that moment and kind of, let him build on that. Then you've got, Dalvin, who gets a push up the middle. So does Shelby Harris. They still feel pretty good about Jordan Elliott in that rotation at tackle. So, all signs are pointing to a Jim Schwartz really, heck-raising defensive line.